Mr. John Nickleson, Shreveport City Councilman. Hey, Mr. John, welcome back to KEEL. How are you this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm just fine. How are y'all?
Before we get into the nuts and bolts of your proposed resolution slash legislation, let's start here. Your thoughts on yesterday's planning session meeting. What do you think? What's the status?
Well, we talked about a number of issues, and so that's a big question. I appreciate Councilman Bradford's bringing the insurance issue to the fore. I thought we had a good discussion, and I think that's something that the public should continue to pay close attention to.
A little back and forth, perhaps perhaps a heated back and forth.
Did we actually pay the commission or not? Do you know?
I was told last week that the commission had been paid, but our clerk of council confirmed yesterday morning with me sitting in his office that it had not yet been paid as of that point. And so I do not think it's been paid yet.
What I started to say, the back and forth yesterday kind of heated between Councilman Fleury and the mayor. Is at some point pertaining to your resolution that you, the council, don't think you should pay, or the city shouldn't pay? Is the mayor just kind of going, hey, I'm the mayor, I don't have to listen to you? Is that basically it?
Look, I don't think the mayor is saying he doesn't have to listen to us. He has certain authority under the charter. We have other authority. But the city council, at the end of the day, Robert, is the governing authority of the city, and taxpayer dollars cannot be spent without our approval. To this point, the practice has been for the council to give carte blanche approval with the budget process every year for the mayor to spend money that has been allocated without coming back to the council in most instances. My proposal is simply that there ought to be some reasonable threshold beyond which the mayor has got to come to the council, and through the council, the public, to get approval to enter into contracts.
You've set that limit at $100,000. Before the mayor can sign a $100,000 contract or greater, the council would have to approve it. It looks like you may not have the votes. Where are you? And it's Mr. Fleury says he's going to present a substitute. I guess you've heard.
I did hear that after he came on the radio this morning. Look, I appreciate the conversation we had yesterday. Perhaps $500,000 is a good place to start. I just think we need some threshold. Right now, the mayor, for example, as I said yesterday, we've got this consent decree contract with a new company. That contract is going to pay for the management of the consent decree work all over the city, $10 million a year. I'd like that contract to come to the council for approval so that we can make sure that it's done right. That's a lot of money.
Mr. John, you had said, go ahead, Aaron.
The mayor doesn't think you have the authority to tie his hands like this. You disagree.
I'm not the city attorney, but I have been a lawyer almost 15 years. I've read the charter from start to end. The charter does not, in my view, prohibit the council from imposing a reasonable rule that requires the mayor to obtain our approval for a contract at some reasonable threshold. And you heard the clerk of council, who has been in that position for literally decades, say the same yesterday during our administrative conference.
Mr. John, I think you said yesterday or perhaps earlier that you would be proposing this legislation, this resolution, no matter who the mayor was. Is that legit? I mean, is it totally not based on anything that Mayor Perkins has done?
Yes, that is. To use the word, that is legit, Robert. I campaigned before I knew who was going to be mayor of this city on transparency and good government. And part of good government is ensuring that we have robust checks and balances in place to make sure that everybody is doing their job. I mean, what was Ronald Reagan's famous line, trust but verify? Proposing this legislation is not an indication that I don't trust the mayor we have. It's an indication that I think the council should be looking over the shoulder of the executive branch, regardless of who is in the mayor's seat, to make sure that citizens' money is being spent efficiently and honestly.
So the $250,000 that's supposed to go to Frost, and you guys said to the mayor, we don't think you should pay. The mayor says, with the backing of a city attorney, no, I think I can. When we talked to Councilman Fleury earlier this morning, I said, what if he goes ahead and pays? And unless I'm mistaken, Aaron, jump in if I'm wrong, Mr. James said, well, perhaps we should use the word malfeasance. if the mayor makes that payment, did in your mind, Mr. James overstep a little bit? Is that too strong a word?
Well, look, 5 members of the council passed an ordinance, as you know, recently, requiring council approval for the expenditure of city money for the procurement of insurance. In my view, a fee paid in lieu of commissions, which are normally wrapped into insurance premiums, is a payment to procure insurance. And so the mayor does not have authority to make that payment without the council's approval. I don't think the mayor is going to do that because I think he respects the role of the council and his role in government. I also don't think that the council has come to the conclusion that Frost should be paid nothing. We indicated in the special meeting that we had last week that we wanted additional information about the work that Frost had done and how it was decided that Frost should receive $250,000. We continue, by we, I mean a majority of the council, continue to have concerns about the fact that we paid hundreds of thousands of dollars more in premiums for far less property coverage. We just need those questions answered, and I hope once they are, we can reach an agreement with the mayor and move forward.
John, I'm quoting from the mayor in February from his own Facebook page. After speaking with industry experts, I concluded that we would save taxpayers money by switching agents of record. Have we saved any money? And his latest op-ed and his comments yesterday said we were told a month or two ago costs were going to go up. I don't know what to believe. Are you in the same boat?
I have not seen evidence yet that changing our insurance broker has saved us money. And to the contrary, our internal auditor called to the council's attention, as you know, that we have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars more this year for property insurance that provides far less coverage. The internal auditor's report is anticipated to be released in a month or so. I hope that it will clear up some of this confusion.
Councilman John Nickleson, thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you both so much. Have a great day.